Good morning, students. Today we'll start the new chapter, that is locomotion and movement. In this chapter, we'll discuss about the various muscles which help in movement. Movement of body parts and locomotions are two important properties of living organism. Animals, including human beings, can move their body parts like limbs, jaws, eyelids, tongue, etc. Some movements results in a change of place or location of the organism. Such voluntary movements are called locomotion, that is walking, running, climbing, etc. Movement means when the body parts changes its position to fulfill various requirements for the purpose of any work, that is movement, and change of position, that is the locomotion. So for all such type of changes in the body, various muscles involved in that we will see one by one. Types of movement: amoeboid movement, ciliary movement, muscular movement. Amoeboid movements, as in the case of unicellular organism like amoeba. Within our body also some cells moves like macrophages, leukocytes move by the formation of pseudopodia, just like the amoeba. So this type of movement is known as amoeboid movements. Amoeba also moves in this way only. Ciliary movement, it occurs in most of the internal tubular organs which are lined by ciliated epithelium. Passage of ova through female reproductive tract occurs ciliated epithelium. Muscular movement, the muscle shows special properties like excitability, contractility, extensibility and elasticity. The muscles have been classified using criteria like location, appearance, nature of regulation of their activities. See the types of muscles: skeletal muscles, viscerous muscles and cardiac muscles. As you know that there are three types of muscles. Skeletal muscles are also known as voluntary muscles. Visceral muscles are known as involuntary. Cardiac muscles only confined with our heart. Skeletal muscles are also known as stated muscles. Visceral muscles are also known as smooth muscles. Now see the skeletal muscles. They are closely associated with the skeletal system of the body. Muscle cells are cylindrical, unbranched and multinucleated. They have striped appearance, hence called striated muscles. Their activities are under voluntary control, hence are called voluntary muscles. They are involved in locomotory action and changes of body posture. So the muscles attached with our skeletal systems and helps in the movement and locomotion are known as skeletal muscles. So for this year, only the skeletal muscles and their function is there in the syllabus. The skeletal system is deleted from the portion. So we will discuss about the skeletal muscles only. Visceral muscles, they are located in the inner walls of the hollow visceral organs of the body. Muscle fibers are spindle shaped and uninucleated. They do not have striations, hence are called smooth or non-striated muscles. Their activities are not under voluntary control, hence are called involuntary muscles. Means the muscles present in the blood vessels, in our alimentary canal or in the internal body organs where the movements takes place, and all such movement helps in the transfer of molecules or the other matters from one part to the another part. So that is involuntary in action. Means their activities, their control is not under our will. That's why it is known as involuntary muscles. And there are no any striations are there. That's why it is known as smooth muscles. And the shape is spindle shaped. Means it is broader in the middle and both the sides are narrow. That is spindle shaped. Cardiac muscles, that is also involuntary in action. They are present in the walls of the heart. Many cardiac muscles cells assemble in a branching pattern to form a cardiac muscles. The muscle fibers are uninucleate and have faint striations. The fibers have intercalated discs. They are involuntary as the nerve systems does not control their activity directly. So cardiac muscles only found in our heart, and due to their contraction and relaxation, the heart pumps the blood and it works throughout the life. So their structure and functions are totally different from the other two tissues. Now see the structure of skeletal muscles. Skeletal muscle is made up of muscles bundles or fascicles. Fascicles are held together by connective tissue layer called fascia. Inside the fascicle present muscle fibers. Myofibrils are arranged in the form of filaments in the sarcoplasm of muscle fiber. Microfibrils are the very fine fibers, and that is the unit of contraction. That is the structures which contracts and relax, and that helps in the movement of the body parts. Light bands of myofibrils contain actin and dark bands contain myosin protein. When we see the myofibrils, we will find there is a alternate dark and light band. That is striations. Basically that is a protein, actin and myosin. The light band consists actin protein and dark band myosin. In the center of actin lies elastic fibers called Z line and M line in the myosin. The portion of myofibril between two Z line is called sarcomere. That is a unit of contraction. The middle part of the myosin is not overlapped by actin filament is called H zone. See the detailed structure of muscle fiber, skeletal muscle fiber, and see the sarcomere. That blue lines are showing that is the actin protein, and the brown one that is the myosin, and black line that is a Z line, and between that, just in the middle of the A band, that is the H zone. And sarcomere, that is a unit of contraction. That actin basically during contraction slides under myosin. A structure of contractile proteins, that is actin and actin, thin filament. Each actin filament is made up of three types of proteins, namely F-actin, tropomyosin and troponin. Each F-actin is polymer of monomeric G-globular actin. Two F-actins are helically wound to each other. Two filaments of tropomyosin also close to F-actin along their length. Troponin, a complex protein, is present at regular intervals on tropomyosin. Troponin mask the binding sites of myosin. Structure of myosin proteins. Myosin is a polymer of monomeric protein called meromyosins. It has two important parts, a globular head with short arm and a tail. The head is called the heavy meromyosin HMM and the tail is called the light meromycin LMM. The heavy meromycin component projects towards from the surface of the meromycin and is called cross arm. The globular head functions as ATPase enzyme and has binding sites for ATP and active sites for actin. Mechanism of muscle contraction. The mechanism of muscle contraction is explained by the sliding filament theory. When a neural signals reaches the neuromuscular junction, it releases a neurotransmitter which generates an action potential in the sarcolemma. The action potential spreads through the muscle's fiber and causes the release of calcium ions from sarcoplasmic reticulum into the sarcoplasm. The calcium ions bind to the subunits of troponin of each filament and thereby remove the masking of the active sites for myosin. The myosin head binds to the active sites on the actin to form a cross bridge. This utilizes energy from the hydrolysis of ATP. This pulls the actin filaments towards the center of A band. As a result, the jet line limiting the sarcomere are pulled closer together, causing the shortening of the sarcomere, the contraction of the muscles. That is the contraction of the muscles. See the various steps involved in the contraction of the muscles. During contraction, what happens? That myosin pulls the actin inside, and from both the sides, the actin shortens and the muscles contracted. And for that, ATP is required for the movement, for the contraction of the muscles. Now see the types of muscles fiber. There are two types, red muscles and white muscles. Red muscles, that is rich in mitochondria. They are more active. They are red in color due to the presence of high content of myoglobin. They contain plenty of mitochondria. These muscles are called aerobic muscles, where mostly the activity takes place, like in our legs. That is the red muscles. White muscles, they are white in color due to presence of less content of myoglobin. They contain less mitochondria. These muscles are called anaerobic muscles, present in the birds.